a veteran centrist politician. France 24 senior reporter Catherine Norris Trent is outside Matignon. We can speak to her now. Hello to you, Catherine. He kept us on his toes this Friday, didn't he? Also missed a couple of self-imposed deadlines earlier in the week. But in the end, Macron choosing Bayrou. Tell us more about him.
Yeah, there was a bit of a guessing game this morning if you're into French politics. Will he, won't he choose Francois Bayrou? He had come to the Élysée Palace very early this morning. There was speculation he was going to be named Prime Minister. And then afterwards, oh, no, maybe not. Maybe he's not been able to please everyone across the spectrum enough in order to name Bayrou. But finally, the announcement came through after, we imagine, quite a lot of political wrangling. The veteran centrist politician has been named France's new Prime Minister, the fourth Prime Minister in France in 2024. So that just shows you what kind of political turmoil we've been living through. What we know about Bayrou. So he has been a centrist before there was Emmanuel Macron as a centrist on the French political scene for years and years and years. He's previously served as an education minister back in the 1990s. His political career, though, did start in the 1980s. So he's been around for an awfully long time. He's aged 73. He supported Emmanuel Macron for president back in 2017. So an early backer there. And Emmanuel Macron actually named him as justice minister. But he had to resign after just 1 month because he was having legal issues being looked into for presumed embezzlement of public funds. Now, he was cleared of those charges, but that did hang over him for a while. Now, some on the left of French politics, on the hard left of France, on Bayrou party of Jean-Luc Mélenchon, have said they are not going to support him. In fact, they're going to table a motion of no confidence in him already. He's too far to the centre, too close to Emmanuel Macron for them. And then on the right of French politics, well, you've got Nicolas Sarkozy. Remember him, former French president of the Les Républicains? Well, he's got a lot of beef with François Bayrou, who didn't back him for president back in the day in 2012. So that probably was a bit of a stumbling block for a while. And if you look to the far right of French politics, the National Rally Party of Marine Le Pen, well, she's basically put out a warning in the past few minutes, saying François Bayrou had better talk to people, had better open his mind and put forward what she called a responsible budget. So not saying she will vote this government down, but very much putting them on a warning. So it's going to be a very tricky political balancing act indeed.
And so what's next? When's the first time we're going to hear from François Bayrou?
So here I am outside the Matignon, which is the Prime Minister's residence. And as you can see, there are many of our fellow journalists also here behind us. There's a queue which goes back around about 50 to 100 metres towards the door. People are queuing up to get in for a ceremony which is due to take place around 5 p.m. Paris time this afternoon, the handing over of power between the outgoing Prime Minister Michel Barnier and the incoming Prime Minister François Bayrou. This is what always happens in France, and we've seen quite a lot of them this year, of course. Every time a prime minister or minister changes, basically there's a public ceremony with a red carpet. There's the Republican Guard soldiers in very fancy uniform. There are speeches from the outgoing prime minister and one from the incoming prime minister. So later this afternoon, will hopefully be let into the Prime Minister's residence and place of work, into the courtyard there for this very grand ceremony. But what will be important will be to listen closely and read between the lines of the speeches that Michel Barnier gives, the outgoing Prime Minister, and François Bayrou gives, to try and look for any clues on where they're going to head politically, where Bayrou is going to head politically, where, if anywhere, he's going to make compromises. Listen to the political messages and signals that are included in that handover speech.